Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room tonight, and we're going to make a purple card. So I'm just going to refresh my computer screen, make sure I'm live and everything's tickety-boo, because man, oh man, did I have issues on the weekend. Okay, we're live. We're going to make a purple card. There we go. Okay, yay! It's working. So, it's Monday night. It's time to do some stamping. And I'm going to use the Hydrangea Hill designer paper. I ordered the paper, which you can find on page 19 of the mini catalog, down here. And I made all cards out of this sheet. It's the one that has the two strips of hydrangeas on it with blue sky in the middle. Hey, Norma. And I used it all up, both sheets, so I can't show you that sheet, but I can show you the rest of the sheets. And I did not get the stamp set and the dies. However, one of my family members did, and I'll be able to borrow it from her should I decide to make something. But I thought, you know, let's carry on with the theme of using our designer paper. Hi, Janet. Hey, thanks for joining me. Oh, look at all the people joining. So here's some pictures from the catalog of stuff in the catalog. So this card here uses designer paper for that, and designer paper for this. This is designer paper, but cut out with the dies. And there's designer paper too. So you don't have to have the stamp set to use this designer paper. So here's one sheet, and these are the images that I'm going to use tonight from this sheet. And they're all right, but you should see them when you cut them out and use them instead of stamping. And I love the back side of this. And then this one. Just look at that. It reminds me of my garden. I have hydrangeas. I have one that was given to me at Mother's Day. Hello. Oh, there's Valerie and Carol and Carmen, and everybody's joining in. Hi. So I have a hydrangea that was given to me for Mother's Day probably 10 plus years ago. And it's one of those ones that's supposed to be inside, but I planted it outside, and it's not doing very well where it is, so eventually I'm going to have to move it. It's only been there and unhappy for like 6 years. But I have two of the lacy ones, and they came from my neighbor because she has a huge one, and she's a gardener, and she's run out of room in her yard, so she transplants things into my yard. So now I have two huge ones. And then this has this lovely purple on the back. Oh! I misspoke, as they say on Global TV. Here's one of those sheets that I made into cards. So you just cut it 5 1/4 and then by 4, and you get 6 card fronts out of this. Remember I did the one I used a touch of ink with it and put butterflies and hummingbirds on it. So there you go, I did have it. And here's that one. Remember I said that card had designer paper on it? This is the designer paper, and they just cut it out, fussy cut it. And there's the back side. And there's that they use the die to do the head of that hydrangea. Hello, Donna. Remember when I was showing you this in here? Come on. My hands are so cold they're not working properly. So there's the bouquet. That's this one. And then if you look at, hi Yvonne. If you look at this one, they've taken the die and they've cut it out of this. And then, oops, upside down. Look at that. Isn't that not just amazingly awesome? Not too fond of that, but if you take that and use it as an accent for that sheet, works perfectly together. Okay, I'm not going to use that tonight. So what am I missing? I thought I was missing the one with the with the double row on it, but apparently I had it. So now I have to go in and see which one I didn't show you. And the only way I can do that is to look at the back side. Okay, so I've got that one, and I've got that. Oh, this one. This one. We're going to use a strip of this tonight. Not this side. We're going to use this side. Oh, I love, love, love this designer paper. Now, tell me, why have I not used it before? Man's shirt? Absolutely a man's shirt. Hi, Gloria. Hey, I'm glad you could join us. So I did all my fussy cutting ahead of time. So I just cut out a couple of them from the designer paper that are whole. And then I cut out a bunch along the edge that we're going to use for the inside and the envelope. But I thought, I'm not going to make you sit through all that fussy cutting, so I did it ahead of time. And we're using some of the Gorgeous Grape sheer ribbon, a lovely bow, and a strip, and white for the inside. The card base is Gorgeous Grape, 8.5 by 5.5. Inside piece, 5 1/4 by 4. Outside piece is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then I have a piece that we're going to die cut an oval out of. And then I have a piece that I'm going to die cut a ripply oval out of. And then this is going to be a bunch of leaves. And we have some of the designer paper that we're going to use for decorating. Now, I can't take credit for this card because Julie Gilson created it. So I'm borrowing it from her. But you know what I forgot to do? Get my machine, because I totally gapped out on the fact that I wanted to emboss this. So hang on. Have to get the embossing folder out. We're going to use the subtle embossing folder. And we're going to run this, what did I say it was? 4 3/4 by 3.5 inch piece through the subtle embossing folder. One of these days I'm going to have to open up my new embossing folder, because this one has really been through a war. Okay. And we'll just emboss that piece. There we are. So I have an online meeting at 8 o'clock with my team, so tonight's not going to be long. Okay, so I have a stitched oval for that piece, the biggest stitched oval, and I have the biggest scallop oval for this piece. Alrighty. So how is the weather where you guys are today? It was cold here, but of course our northern family laughs at me when I say it was cold here because, I don't know, they're like minus 30 something out there. It was so cold that our youngest grandson went to school today, but they had an inside day because it was so cold. Okay, so there we are. We got our layers. So I'm going to put this onto here. But I went out for my walk and I had to put extra layers on because holy macaroni. It was a little on the chilly side out there. But it was gorgeous and sunny. Oh man. We have such horrible weather that in the winter that when we get good weather, it's right home to mother about because it's so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to lay this on here, and then we're going to lay this on there. And then we're going to wrap this around there like that. So we'll get some adhesive on these strips. There's one. And this one. We sat on the front porch today in the sun and enjoyed a cup of tea. It was wonderful. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was. And as long as you were, there was a bit of a breeze when I was out walking, but as long as you were away from that breeze, it was lovely out there. My subtle folder cracked in half from using it too much. Oh, I hear you, Carol. Yep, mine got destroyed in a class. One of the very first ones I did after we got the subtle embossing folder. And I was in Powell River at the time, and nobody was to blame. It was just one of those things, you know. But we discovered that you can use packing tape. So that's what we did. We put packing tape on it, and it's had packing tape on it ever since. It still has packing tape on it. It still works very well. Okay, there we go. Now, put some adhesive on here and wrap that ribbon around. I love this ribbon. It's so pretty. And apparently so do a lot of other people because it's on back order. They must have like an entire ship coming on the 22nd of February because almost everything that's back ordered is going to be available on 22nd of February. Okay, let's make sure that this is on there straight. Take that one to the left just a tad. There we go. All right. Sorry, I had an itch. So now this is going to go onto our card base. Right over top of the ribbon, so it holds the ribbon in place. There we go. -16 here, stayed inside and straightened my craft room. Well, that's a good reason to stay inside. Yeah, I was complaining it was cold, and my northern daughter-in-law said to me, well, what temperature is it? I said, I don't know, it's like -6 or something out there. It was +4.5. I guess I must be a wimp. Is that straight? Yep. Because, oh my gosh, it was cold. But my hands get cold, and they ache. It's my story, I'm sticking to it. Okay, now we're going to put this over top of this, like that. And also I'm going to put some dimensionals on there, but I only want to put them on the top and the bottom. I don't want to put any here. So just one at the bottom, and then a couple at the top. And that should do it. Yeah, tonight we have our monthly team recognition and stamping night tonight. And one of our team members is going to do a tutorial on a fun fold. I look forward to that. And we get to say rah rah to everybody who's had good sales and got new recruits, and it's lovely. Okay, so now we're going to put this kind of on here. I just don't quite know how we're going to do it yet, what layout we're going to use. Maybe like that. Or maybe like that. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Now I think I forgot to get a piece for the sentiment, so let me just grab a scrap of white. Out of my tickle trunk. Do you have a bag that looks like this? With little bits and pieces in it? And when I need something, that's where I go to pull out a suitable size. This is just my white scraps. Okay. Now I have Gorgeous Grape ink. Just put that up here, out of my way, so I don't get ink all over it. There. And I have, out of Simply Succulents, You've Been on My Mind, because I'm going to use a die from Simply Succulents. So this fits perfectly. So ink that up and stamp it on the white. This is the first time I've been creative all day. Ah. Okay, let's turn that over and retry again. Okay. Apparently, I'm having issues tonight. Let's try again. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to clean it. I've been doing social media posts all day, getting things queued up for the week. Because tomorrow I have to go to Courtney to an appointment. And gee, I might have to go to Costco. That's better. Might have to have chicken wings for dinner tomorrow night. Just saying. Okay. Oh, didn't get my new plates. Oh well. I'm going to cut that out like that. Let's get it on there straight and centered. Alrighty. You've been on my mind. I'm going to put this away before it gets lost. These are the Succulents dies, and they've got 4 different dies for sentiments. I love it. Okay. Now, so we have that, and then we're going to have this, and then we're going to have this. Maybe like that, eh? And then this here, somewhere. Now I'm going to die cut some leaves out. Hey, it's my turn to cook, Valerie. You know how I cook? I don't. I asked Ted if he wanted chicken wings for dinner tomorrow night. So technically it was his idea, not mine. Okay, so I'm going to run this through and cut myself 4 leaves. There we are. Okay, I have some leaves. And we'll use the little take your pick tool and take pieces out of them. Love my take your pick tool. It's never far from my hand. So Wednesday I have my monthly club, and the theme, whoever's hostess gets to choose a theme for the cards, and if I have it, I'll do it, and if I don't have it, then I ask for another suggestion. So this time the hostess snailed it. Well, you know me, how much I love Snailed It, so I was happy to create some more cards. So some of the team members or the club members don't have the stamp set, and I'm not allowed to stamp images for them. So I set up a thing in my entrance hall today, a table with my Stamparatuses on it, and the ones that didn't have the bundle came over and stamped their images, and then off they went. They came in my house about 4 feet. The table was a barrier. I felt terrible, but you know, it's what we have to do, right? If I was a commercial establishment, then we could get together and stamp. But I'm not, so I can't, so we can't. So this is how we're doing it we're doing it virtually now. So I'm just going to tuck these leaves in here. They're out of Mossy Meadow. Tuck that one up, see if we need some more. And the sentiment is going to go there. Well, what do you think? Do you like the layout so far? I've done a little tweaking to Julie's card. Let me know what you think. I'm going to cut some more leaves out, just in case we need some. While I'm waiting to hear what you think. Changes? We're going to add some pastel pearls to it as well. Thanks, Val. It is a really pretty card. And you know what? The only thing I've stamped is the sentiment. Very little stamping. But a good way to use your designer paper. There's one. Thanks, Carmen, Yvonne, Gloria. Yay! Carol, yahoo! So, people are liking the card. I'm just not sure about that sentiment. Just not sure about the placement. I like the sentiment. I'm just not sure about the placement of the sentiment. So, what time is it? Oh, I got time to play with it. Because I don't have to do any coloring. Because the coloring is all done for me. Happy Mother's Day. Absolutely, Carol. That would be lovely. Be quiet, Valerie. You know me and my issues, my commitment issues. Has to look good before I will make it the final decision. You know that, have you watched that show, The Wheel? No, The Wall. And they have to answer the questions and then they have to say, lock it in. Final decision, lock it in. Yeah, I would have a hard time being that person behind the wall. I love the show, though. It's so cool. Somebody the other day went home with over $800,000, which doesn't happen a lot. Sometimes they go home with nothing. Okay, take the sentiment off. Let's tuck a few more leaves in here, because it needs more leaves. It needs one there, and it needs one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, needs another one. Right there. Right there. So there's the leaves. Yeah, it has to be here. But do we want it hanging off? Do we want the sentiment hanging off like that? Or do we want it right in the middle like that? Because I think I like the flowers the way they are. So now It's going to put some adhesive around the outside edges of the flower so I can add the I'm going to put it down where it was before so I can grab the leaves. And then I can fine tune them once I get them up. There's one. And we'll put some adhesive over top of them. And then they'll go down here. Hanging off, in the middle, hanging off. Off, hanging off. So we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for hanging off, 1 in the middle. So hanging off apparently is the popular vote. But you know, there's more of you on there, so you deserve a say in this. Because that's what my creations are all about. Including people who are watching in my creations. Okay, so now pick up those leaves again and do some fine tuning. Or not. Those look pretty good where they are, don't they? Maybe just tip this one a little tiny bit. Like that. Off, 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 off. Okay. Apparently the offs have it. Okay, I'll put this on here like this. Light. And this one, so I need a dimensional on one end, and I need adhesive on the other end. Do one of each. What are you, Switzerland, Donna? Do one of each. Nope, only going to have 1 sentiment. There we go. Now is it straight? So many people I could send this card to right now. Ta-da! I have 1 leftover leaf. Now, pastel pearls, where are you? And we'll put some pearls on there. Come on. Put one up there. Think I'm going to be able to do it first time around? What do you think? Oh, like it. Yay! No sponging. No. No sponging. I'm sorry. Oh, that's so pretty. You know what it needs? It needs a little bit of winky on those flowers. There we go. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, let's see if I can get it so that you guys can see. Let me just make this bigger so I can see. Let's just see if I can get the winky in there. Oh. Oh, awesome. I can sponge the inside, Janet. You're right. So there's the card. Now, the inside. I have a strip of this to go on this side, because that is stunning paper. I love it. And I have a corner, and I have that. Maybe that one we'll put on the envelope. Put this in here. Or maybe we don't need the corner. That one and this one. Then it can overhang a little bit like that. Oh, isn't that stunning? I love it. Okay, so now sponging. Highland Heather. Highland Heather. My dirty paper. Where's my purple brush? There's my purple brush. Pull my sleeves up. Add a little bit of ink on there. Okay, I don't like that. I got too much ink on there. Okay, we're going to try again, but I'm going to take some of the ink off. I want it lighter. I just want a hint of color on there. Ooh. Now, where are my pieces? When we put the pieces on, look at this. Oh, stunning. Love it. And then this will put right over the edge like that. Well, what do you think? Oh, I love the brushes. I'm going to clean it so I can put it back in my cup so I don't lose it. There we are. Okay. Take that off. I'm going to put that on the envelope. Put some adhesive on this. And then we'll put this on the inside. Oops, come on. I'm getting crooked here. Ah. You haven't tried your brushes yet? Oh, Janet. Get those brushes out. Oh, I love this designer paper. Okay, oh, I need my mat. Uh-oh. And my Tombow out. I want to make sure that, oh, I have to get rid of, see the stuff that's in there? I call that cobwebs. And I don't like cobwebs. have to put some Tombow around the edges. Come on. Uh-oh. My Tombow's mad at me. I haven't used it for a few days. Hang on, I gotta squish it into my garbage can. Nope, that's not even working. Okay. Get my pin out. There's a hair on it. Go in there and dig out the hard stuff. There we go. That's working. Go around the outside. Like that. Get the other one. Do a strip of adhesive on it. And go around the outside with the Tombow. And then I'll let it dry while we do the envelope. Should we sponge the envelope too? That over there. Come on, need to tell me, should I be sponging the envelope too? I have to make sure that these are attached really good for the envelope so they don't get ripped off. Come on. My Tombow's gummed up again. I find it gets mad at me if I don't use it for a few days. Come on. I'm squishing it really hard and I'm afraid that it's going to pop on me. Then we're going to have one heck of a greasy mess. Never tried it before, go for it. Yeah, well, you know, never hurts to try new things, right? Valerie's all in for sponging. So this week is supposed to be warm and, well, not warm, clear and sunny all week. So we're taking the lid off the trailer. Start getting it ready. It's like 40, how many days, Heather? 42, 41 days till we go. Put that over there. Tofino, here we come. I cleaned my brush. I'm going to make it dirty again. Okay. Make sure I get the right part to do. And then take the lid off of it. Then I got to clean it. Go in and take inventory what's in there so we can start loading stuff. First thing that goes in is the rain gear and the gumboots. There we are. Nice soft color. There we go. We doing for time? Oh, got to get going here. Okay. Inside piece. Get our pieces back. Come on. Oh, let's put it inside first before I put that on, because then I'll know how much I can overhang. And I haven't put the ribbon on yet, the bow. Got to do that. Okay. That's going in here like this. Oh, look at how purple this is. Oh my. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now this one's going to go here on the edge, but I'm going to overlap it at the bottom there. And now we'll take the other one and we'll overlap it on the top, right on the edge. Look at that stunning card. Look. How gorgeous is that? Okay. Now where did the bow go? It was just here. There it is. It was hiding. Put the bow on. I think we'll put it, let's see. Do we want it this way? Or do we want it this way? Or do we want it this way? That way? Right there, I think. Glue dots. Oops, let's close this because otherwise I'm going to end up with an issue. Pick up my glue dot. And that's going to go right there on the edge of that piece that's popped up. We'll just tuck this underneath. Whew. Now let's finish the envelope-y. Put this down in the corner like that. And we'll just put this up a little further like that. There we are. There's glue here. There we go, ladies. There's our card. Isn't that gorgeous? You know what? I'm thinking that this needs to be under here. That needs to be under there. Don't look at the tape I'm using because I can't put my stamp and seal on that. Just going to slide that underneath there. That's better. Wow. What a card, eh? Is that ever gorgeous? Just love it. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. It's not my creation. I did tweak it a tiny bit, but not enough to say it's mine. So thank you to Julie Gilson for her amazing card idea. Look at that. This could have been down. I kind of didn't get that centered. You know? Will it come up? Oh, look, it comes up. That was bothering me because it was not straight. And I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to stamp another one. So the sentiment, you could put any sentiment on from any stamp set. I don't know why I keep getting it so heavy on one end. Don't move it. There. Hi, Judy. Did your daughter-in-law pick that parcel up? I haven't even been outside to check yet to see if it's still out there or not. Judy was the winner of the latest draw board. So she got the Playing with Patterns suite, which includes the Playful Alphabet dies. So congratulations to Judy. Okay. Someone called me the other day to make some wedding invitation. Oh, Valerie! Oh, that moved. Oh dear, hang on. My plate was so curved, that's why my sentiment was crooked. Uh-oh. This would make a lovely wedding invitation, but you'd have to do a lot of hand cutting. Nope, don't want that one. It went crooked again. That's not a good thing. Okay, you ready, Val? There we go, sponging. Yes, you're right. Then it becomes a job. It does, and I've always said when this starts feeling like a job, that's time to quit. But it hasn't got there yet. There you go. How's that? Sponging. I like that better. It kind of blends in a little bit more. Great idea. Lovely card. Okay. You've been on my mind. There we go. And I still have time to clean up before my team meeting starts in 10 minutes. Not bad. Can put my dies away. Yes, Valerie, I know. I just forget to sponge because it's not my first choice. And then when I get the card all together, it's like, oh, maybe I should have sponged. So the leaves came from Magnolia Memory dies. And the sentiment came from the potted succulents dies. And then the stitch shapes, it was the largest oval. And the layering ovals was the largest scalloped oval. Just like that. Okay, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me in my craft room for some stamping tonight. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. And don't forget, today's Mail It Monday. Did you send mail out? I did. I did. Apparently I have glue here. And it just about glued my card together. There we go. Dollar store. Saw these in the dollar store the other day. Got a whole bunch. Gave them to my club members. Thanks, Norma. Valerie, it's my pleasure to have you in my craft room. So, Stampin' Smiles. I'll see you all Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We're going to make some DSP cards. The bases are designer paper. You going to use that paper up yet? Thanks for joining me tonight. Stampin' Smiles, and bye for now.